Hello dear friends, I hope you are doing well. When you want to furnish your plan view, you need some blocks. When we open the pre-downloaded files of the blocks like these as you can see on the screen, some users use to select the blocks like this way and then Ctrl C to make a copy. Afterwards they get back to the file and then paste it there. But here as you can see, the furniture's scale is not accurate. It must be resized and also it must be correctly or accurately positioned. But how do we can replace the blocks here correctly? Let me delete this block at first, and then in order to replace the blocks, I type insert command, pressing down enter, then in this shown window from library tab, then I insert the file of the blocks, then I click on open library as you can see. After that I find the file or the path, then I select it, then we'll get access to the blocks here in this window, which is organized. After that, we can select and replace each of these blocks by click and drag like this. As you can see, we can define the scale pressing down enter. Watch this. We can resize it easily. Again, I want to replace another furniture, another block. Watch this. And then we position it. And if we wanted to rotate it, we select it, then we check rotate, and after we click in the scene, we can rotate the block as well. Watch this. Firstly, we specify the scale. Secondly, we specify the rotation angle. Then when we click on or press down enter, it will be finalized and saved. So here we got some options in the time or while we are replacing these blocks like rotation and scale as I showed you. In the continuation, I want to tell you how to convert the blocks or block replace. For instance, if I import a block like this, then I want to replace it with others. For instance, I add this, then I adjust its scale and also rotation 90 degrees, then I make a copy by this way how many I want. Then I want to import another block by this way 0 degrees. Afterwards I want to replace the block, the second one. Firstly I click on it to check its name by a double click like this way. Then I check the another one, the names. Okay, afterwards I type block replace. I click on pick. Then I select the existing blocks. After that I should choose the target block. Then here we got the option to merge their names, but I click on no. Then if I press down enter, as you can see, we can match or replace the blocks as I showed you. So you don't have to delete all of them and make copies for multiple times, so the scale and the rotations are considered too. Hello dear friends, I hope you are doing well. Some of you open the Annotate tab for adding the dimension lines, then you click on linear like this way. Afterwards you start clicking for adding the dimension lines. After that, you click on continue for adding continuous lines or dimension lines. But this is a non-standard way or method, and I don't recommend it since it's time consuming in the large scale projects. So what is the solution? So here I wanna teach you a trick. The first one is AutoDime. D-I-M-E. But before using this, we have to turn off the redundant layers of the project. I search for lay off to start the command to delete the redundant lines like grids. Then I define the style of the dimension. For instance, interior dime or DIM, and also specifying the layer. Then we'll have the automatic dimensions, AutoDime. After that, we select the 2 points and then they will be added totally automatically. DIM, watch this, the first and the second points. After that, we'll have the dimension lines quickly. But how do we can add the dimensions automatically in closed curves or geometries? To do this, I want to use another method, which is automatic dimension. The shortcut is AD, then it will be started, the command. If I click on option here, then you'll get access to some options. Linear dimension position, I set it to above lines. Then arc dimension position, I set it to inside arc. Anyway, after checking these, we click on OK. Then we just need to select the closed loop. Then all of the dimensions will be added automatically. Control Z. Let me make another example. Suppose that we got a special geometry like this way. Then I want to add the dimension lines via one click. Click option above line on inside arc. After starting the command of AD, then I select the closed loop. After that, we'll have the dimensions automatically by this way. The curves, the arcs, the segments, and you know, this trick can be very helpful to save your time and energy in adding the dimension lines. Hello dear friends, I hope you all are doing well. Most of you might use the attributes while you want to add the elevation codes in the elevation views and also in the section views. However, we can add some symbols like these and add a text and then define the elevation. But here I want to teach you a technique that you can define some parameters and also using a symbol and a text. So whenever you change the position for the elevations in symbols, they will be updated based on the elevation too. Let's see. Here, for instance, we add a symbol for the elevation code and then I type DDP type in order to specify the point style like this way in the window. Then I select the point style. Afterwards, I type point. Then I should specify the reference for the elevation by a click. Watch this, the point is displayed. Afterward, from insert, field, and then I select object, then I select the point. I set it to position in order to get the position of the point. Afterward, I set the format to decimal. I set the precision to not 0.00, and then I check Y and uncheck X and Z. After doing this, I click on additional format, and for prefix, I define the positive symbol and M for suffix as mirror. After clicking on OK, we save the changes and click on OK to close the window. Then we'll see the text. After that, if we select the symbol and then we move it, we'll see a different value like 0 and 0. Watch this. Here you have placed it at the origin point or the reference. So by using this technique, you can show the elevations for all of the views totally automatically using a parameter, symbol, and the text. We just need to select the places or the models and then we move down. We place them at the origin point. Watch this. Watch this. Again, here I wanna type double D P type to change the point style. I set dot, then I move this. Then we click wherever we want to add the elevation point, like this way. Control C, I make a copy, the second, the third point, fourth point, and so on. After positioning the symbols of the elevations, we start region command. Then you'll see all of the elevation codes will be updated. For instance, 1.47 meters. But here if I select the symbol and the point together and then I move them to make them align with the elevation, then you'll see it will be, again, I click on region 1.4D. So just gonna help you in project to show the positions for the elevations of your building model using a parameter and symbol. And even if I change the place of the symbol and starting region command, it will be updated. So this can be very helpful to speed up the process of drafting. Hello dear friends, and I hope this video tutorial finds you well. Anyway guys, let's just get back to the main point that I'm gonna explain a technique using a special plugin. So then you'll learn to complete the tasks of the foundation plan, placing columns, grids and axes at the same time, and this gonna make your performance several times faster. So guys, let's get down to the trick. First of all, you have to get YQArc plugin installed. Then I click on the tab, then plain wall and columns. Then I click on draw grid axis. However, you can see some shortcuts provided for each of these commands on the screen, that you can use these shortcuts instead of, just finding the command from the tab. After clicking on it, this window appears. Here we got some properties that we have to specify them, which are related to the size of the grids. That I have specified 6 in 6, and also it includes 4 rows that, as you can see, I have defined 4, 6. Here, as you can see, we got 4 rows, that each of these rows include 6 cells. 6 columns actually. Anyway, after doing this, I click on OK, and then we just need to click on the viewport by this way, as you can see. And as you can see, the size for each of the cells is 6 in 6, so the distances are measured totally automatically, and also we got the axis and also the naming and numbering, so you can maximize the speed of creating these. After that, I want to add the columns YQR, plain wall or column. This time I want to click on arrange columns. Watch this, I activate it. Then I click on size. Then an input size of the column, we have to specify the size of the column. For example, 0.2 and 0.2. I press down enter. Then I click on fill in a state. Then I want to define the fill in a state, so I select yes by this way. Then I click and drag and draw a window covering the grid lines like this way. Then we'll have the columns automatically placed. Watch the size 0.2 and 0.2. And also we can add fill regions. Right click and select similar, and then adding patterns or modifying the patterns like this way as you wish. Anyway, just suppose that we are done with the columns, and after that we want to go for placing the foundations. So what should we do right now? Firstly, again, I click on YQArc, plain wall and column, arrange columns, size 0.7 and 0.7. Press down enter, fill a state, but this time I specify no. We don't need the fill regions. So we click and then we go for the drawing a window using click and drag. Watch this, we have added the foundations. beneath the columns. Then for adding the concrete, I'm gonna use the same technique, size. This time, if I wanna add 10 centimeters more, not 0.9 and not 0.9, click and drag to draw a window and covering the grids. Watch this, we're done with the concrete. In the continuation, we're gonna add the rebars, YQ arc, plane wall columns, axis line to walls. Then I should specify the wall thickness, not 0.25, and OK. Then I should select all of these grids horizontally and vertically, pressing down enter. Check it out, and as you can see, the foundation plan is done in AutoCAD. If you're interested in the capabilities of the plugin of YQArc, just stay tuned. And if you had any question, just don't hesitate to leave it in the comments. Hello, most of the times it may happen to you that you have to pass away in order to use a command. For instance, here I want to use the item of find. So I open edit, then I click on find, then in find what box we can search for it. Right now I'm gonna tell you how to use a shortcut for getting access to find. So firstly I type CUI, Customized User Interface. Then as you can see here we can define the shortcuts and customize them for ourselves. For example, firstly we should search for the command that we want to define a shortcut for it. We search for find, check it out. I select find, then in all customization files I expand keyboard shortcuts, then shortcut keys, then I click and drag find, I drop it like this. Then here I can define a shortcut for find. Here in keys I open shortcut keys by click, then I can define it. For example, before defining the shortcut, note that your specified shortcut should not be assigned for another command before. For example, Ctrl plus F button, then OK for saving the changes, then I click on apply and OK. Then here if I press down Ctrl F, we can get access to find and replace tab, so we can search for the desired text. So by this way we can define the shortcuts for the repetitive and frequently used commands, so we can speed up the process of drafting and not wasting your time looking for these commands. Hello dear friends, I hope you are doing well. It may happen to you most of the time that you want to specify the base point for your plans in AutoCAD in order to match them with the zero coordinations of AutoCAD. So in this video we're gonna learn how to specify the original coordinates, so then the plans will be matched precisely after making copies. So to do this, firstly I should specify a point as the original point or base point. But note that before doing this you should turn off the dynamic input, or you can turn it off by pressing down F12. Following that, we select the plan by click and drag M enter for moving the plan. Finally, we input 0 and 0 and then pressing down enter, Z enter and E enter in order to starting the command of zoom extends. So right here we got the original coordinate. Following that, I'm gonna open another plan view, which is the structural plan for the same level. We select it, then grid 1, A1, M enter, then I put the point and then I move it to the original coordinate, Z enter, E enter, zoom extends. After that, as you can see, we have adjusted the coordinates. Following that, I'm gonna adjust the floor plan and structural plan with each other. We make a copy, then we open the floor plan view. If we paste it, as you can see, they are not matched. We open the quick access toolbar, then we click on show menu bar. I open edit drop down list, paste the original coordinates. I enable it like this way. Watch this. Following that, the structural plan will be adjusted on the floor plan automatically. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hi guys, I hope you are doing well. It might happen to you that you find yourself encountered with some problems while you want to start your drafting with AutoCAD or just editing your files, like trimming the files or the lines or adding fillets to the corners, and even the extend command does not work out. So guys, at such a condition, you should know that your file has been moved along that direction. So probably everything has been moved along that direction, and right now for solving this problem and working with only two directions, which are X and Y, I have imported a plan from topography, and I just have made this example to show you that as topography is not flat, so it would bring us these problems. Here if I hold down shift button and then I navigate, check it out, you'll see we got X, Y, Z directions, and as you can see the topography, the plan and the text are not aligned. I mean the topography is not aligned with the grids, and if I open the front view from the cube, you'll understand that you got them in different levels. So in order to align them, the first approach is, however, you may know some ways and approaches, but right now I'm gonna introduce a quick and easy way here in Express. Modify flatten objects, then I select them all, then I press down enter, and as you can see, remove hidden lines. Then we should click on no for moving on, since we don't want to remove the hidden lines. Then after a process and taking some time, it will be okay. But the another simple and quickly way is to moving the plan and position them at the origin point. But what should I do? Here we should type, but before starting this way you have to make sure that dynamic input is off, or you can press down F12 for turning it off. Then I type M for starting move command, then select objects, I type all for selecting all of the objects in the scene, pressing down enter. Then here we should specify the base point, then 0, 0, 0, pressing down enter. Then I specify the second point, 0, 0, 1, E99, which means that 1.99 for decimal places. So after defining this in the command line, then the objects will be moved. Again I type M, move all to select them all, pressing down enter. After selecting them, this time I type 0 for all of the directions, then for the target 0, 0, minus 1 E99. Then if I hold down shift and then expand to show you, check it out, all of them are aligned in the same level by this way. Check it out. There are some times that it may happen to you that you got some crashes on your AutoCAD software, or the speed has been reduced because of opening a destructive file, or even because of other reasons that causes the tools and commands in AutoCAD to not work out correctly. Even you may have some problems with the shortcuts and do not work out correctly. So guys, don't worry, the help is at hand, and I'm here to tell you what to do. I got two solutions to reset your software and return it to the default mode. The first thing is to type OP in order to get access to options. Then this window will be shown. You should click on Profiles. After clicking on Profile and opening Profile tab, then here you should click on Reset. Here as you can see we are resetting a profile in use. Then here I click on Yes to continue. Then the software will be reset to the default changes or default mode. But about the second solution, this time we should close the software by this way and then click on Start menu and then search for Reset, check it out. Then Reset Settings to Default will be shown. I click on it. Then in the shown window, you should you can back up and reset custom settings, and a zip file is created that contains our customized file before resetting the product. And the second choice, reset custom settings, and the custom settings as you can see are not backed up before the product is reset. So guys, if you have customized the settings, you should use to click on the first option. Otherwise, you should click on Reset Custom Settings. I click on Reset Custom Settings. As you can see, the original settings have been successfully reset. Wait for a second and then the software will be launched automatically. So then the software is no more slow.